Greetings from Miami. We're in the signature flight terminal. We're going to be making our way over to our Cessna Citation. Today, I want to check out the brand new, released a few hours ago, Key West International Airport by MK Studios. It's an airport a lot of us have been looking forward to. If you're familiar with Key West, Orbix and FS Dream Team have versions that date back pretty much to when flights in 2020 came out, so probably 5 years or so. And they never really got updated. Since those releases, Key West has added jet bridges to its passenger terminal, its commercial passenger terminal, and some expansion as well for commercial operations. Right now, the largest aircraft operating there is the A319 and also the A320neo. Spirit has a daily flight from Fort Lauderdale using that aircraft. Southwest would bring its 737s, previously AirTran before Southwest took over AirTran. So right now, I'm just going to use the private jet option. We're going to get into our Citation X, and we'll take it over to Key West from here in Miami. Key West also has a signature aviation terminal, so we're going to stop there. Once we land in Key West, we'll check out the area because MK Studios also made some points of interest for the city. So I grew up in South Florida, made the drive to Key West a few times, so fairly familiar with the area. I've never been to the airport in real life, but it'll be nice to see what it looks like in the simulator. So we're gonna go ahead and prep. Just gonna make sure my flight plan is synced up with Same Intention, so just give me a second.
Open at 3300, broken at 6000.
And we'll get our
Temperature
aircraft
26, dew
prepped.
point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12. 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at 3300, broken at 6000. Temperature 26, dew point 18. Altimeter 3004. Density altitude 1200 feet. Advise on initial contact you have information Papa. Miami International Airport, information Papa. 1953 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 8 right, 12, 8 left, 9er. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 20. Visibility 10. Scattered at 2800, broken at
Miami clearance, Object 750, information Papa, requesting IFR clearance to Key West.
Clearance on request, you're number 1. Upjet 750 cleared to Key West. Radar vectors mate. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 18010 minutes after departure. Departure on 119.7. Squawk 7565. Expect runway 8 left.
Miami clearance. Upjet 750 cleared to Key West via radar vectors to mate. Then is filed. Climb 2 and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 180 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 119.7. Squawk code is 7565. Anticipate runway 8 left.
Upjet 750, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.8 when ready.
Let's go over the departure
when ready.
briefing, please.
Upjet 750.
We'll be departing from runway 8 left. We'll be flying the radar vectors to mate with an initial climb clearance to 4000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the departure profile, climbing to flight level 180. Weather at departure shows winds 110 at 12, gusting 20, visibility 10 miles. In the event of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out procedure, climbing to 3000 before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. We have been cleared as filed. Squawk code is 7565, and departure frequency will be 119.7. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
Roger that, thank you.
Hey folks, welcome to our ride to Key West. This is Wheels Up.
Miami ground, Object 750, requesting engine start.
Boarding passes and stow your hand luggage under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, don't
Object
hesitate
750,
to reach out
engine
to me.
start approved.
Thank you for choosing Wheels Up, and let's have a
Engine
great
start
flight.
approved, Object 750.
American 3287, runway 12 taxi via November, Quebec 1.
Starting number 2.
Runway 12 taxi via November, Quebec 1, American 3287.
Ground, United 410, taxi to the ramp. United 410, taxi to parking via Sierra Papa. Sierra Papa, United 410.
Starting number 1. Confirming good engine start, APU off. Miami ground, Object 750, ready to taxi.
Object 750, runway 8 left taxi via Kilo 1.
Runway 8 left, Kilo 1, Upjet 750.
Are you clear on the right side?
Right side is clear, Luis.
Left side is clear.
Delta 1323, taxi to parking via Lima 6, Lima 11, hold short of runway 26 left, then Mike 11, November 13. Lima 6, Lima 11, hold short of runway 26 left, then Mike 11, November 13, Delta 1323.
About 35 minutes. Please pay
American
close
68
attention
ready
to
for
the
push and
upcoming
start.
safety demonstration, as it contains
American
important
68 cleared for
information
push and
for
start.
frequent flyers. Fasten
Roger,
your
pushback
seatbelts
approved,
by
American
inserting
68.
the metal fitting into the buckle and pulling the strap to tighten. Remember, the seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Please return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position and open your window blinds for takeoff. Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode, and larger devices should be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board, including the lavatories. Oxygen masks will drop automatically if needed. Hold the mask firmly, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Secure your own mask before assisting others. Life vests are located under your seat. To put it on, pull it over your head and fasten it.
Delta 1579 ready to taxi.
Special
Delta
life vests for
1579
children
runway
are
9er taxi via
Floor
Papa
level
Tango,
lighting
hold
will guide
short
you
of
to the
runway
nearest
30, then
exit,
Sierra
just
Sierra
through
1.
We have 2 exits
Runway
located
9er
in the
taxi
front
via
and
Papa
rear of the
Tango,
cabin.
hold short of
Nearest
runway
exit
30,
is
then
behind.
Sierra 1, Delta
In case of
1579er.
evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow all safety instructions from the crew immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or catches fire, please inform a crew member right away. For more details, please refer to the safety information card in your seat pocket. Thank you for your attention, and let's have a great flight.
Ground, Envoy 3832, taxi to the ramp.
Envoy 3832, taxi to parking via Tango 5, Sierra Yankee, hold short of runway 30, then November.
Tango 5, Sierra Yankee, hold short of runway 30, then November, Envoy 3832.
Approaching runway 8, left.
Miami Tower, Object 750, ready to go, runway 8 left.
Upjet 750, Miami Tower, runway 8 left, winds 110 at 12, gusting 20. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 8 left, runway heading, cleared for takeoff. Upjet 750.
Clear on the approach.
Envoy 3570, hold short of runway 30.
Holding short of runway 30, Envoy 3570.
TKS Tara. Weather radar on. Take off.
On runway 8 left remaining. 8,100 feet.
V1. Rotate. Positive climbed.
Envoy 3570, cross runway 30.
Cross 30, Envoy 3570.
Upjet 750, contact departure on 119.7.
Flaps up.
Switching to departure on 119.7. Upjet 750. Miami departure, Upjet 750. Good afternoon, climbing through 1000.
Upjet 750, Miami departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain flight level 180, turn right heading 215, vectors to mate, then on course.
Autopilot on.
Climb and maintain flight level 180. Right heading 215, vectors to mate, then on course. Upjet 750.
Hey folks, welcome to our ride to Key West. We're currently climbing, and the use of approved electronic devices is now permitted in flight mode. Our cabin service will begin shortly, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
American 252, contact Miami Center on 132.4.
132.4 for American 252. Good day.
Departure American 3045, 2000 for 4000. American 3045, radar contact, climb and maintain 12, 12000. Up to 12, 12000, American 3045.
Okay, so it's a very short flight. We'll start preparing our arrival. We're about to level off at 180.
American 1746 contact Miami Tower on 118.3. 118.3, American 1746. Jet 750, contact Miami Center on 124.7.
Switching to Miami Center on 124.7. Upjet 750. Miami Center, Upjet 750. Good afternoon, climbing through flight level 180.
Upjet 750, Miami Center, maintain flight level 180.
Maintaining flight level 180, Upjet 750.
Hey folks, we've reached cruising altitude and the cabin crew will now begin the snack and beverage service. Be sure to try our delicious signature items, like the gourmet cheese platter and refreshing fruit juices. After the service, selected items from the Wheels Up shop will be available for you to browse. Thank you for flying with us and enjoy your refreshments.
Are you ready for the approach briefing?
We'll be arriving in Key West on runway 9er using the RNAV approach. We'll be flying the Fantasy 1 arrival. Transition level is 18,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the RNAV to runway 9er. Weather at arrival shows winds 140 at 8 knots. Sky clear, no significant weather expected. In the event of a missed approach, we'll follow the published missed approach procedure. Squawk code remains 7565, and approach frequency will be 124.025. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. I think we're ready for the arrival, Luis.
Roger that. Thank you, Brian.
Upjet 750, direct mate, then is filed, please.
Direct mate, then is filed. Upjet 750.
Gonna trim that cruise speed a tiny bit. You're getting a warning. And we're right on the edge. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the cruise speed a little bit down. Still learning how to fly this Citation jet, but it's a lot of fun. The Citation X. Very fast jet, can fly very high. And I definitely want to trim the speed to avoid a crash and waste our time. Okay, so 94.5 nautical miles to go. Dear guests, warm welcome to the flight deck for our very short flight over to Key West. We have about 15 minutes of flight time remaining, and Key West is currently reporting clear skies. Temperature of 26 degrees Celsius. Winds are out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour. We hope you enjoy Emma's great service on board, and we'd like to thank you for flying Wheels Up. Have a great stay in Key West or your final destination. I didn't realize that my co-pilot is floating. Is he above us or next to us? Okay, he's next to us. I've always noticed that since I purchased the Citation X, I was wondering where the co-pilot was. Now we know. It's definitely very displaced compared to us. So maybe they need to just update it and put him in the right position. I'm not sure what's going on with it.
Subjet 750, contact Navy Key West approach on 124.025.
Switching to Navy Key West approach on 124.025. Upjet 750. Navy Key West approach, Upjet 750. Good afternoon, maintaining flight level 180.
Upjet 750, Navy Key West approach, cleared via end transition. Expect the RNAV runway 9er approach into Key West.
Cleared Vantage transition. Expect the RNAV runway 9er approach into Key West. Upjet 750.
Okay, for the Key West RNAV runway 9er, our intercept altitude will be 1,500, and should we need to go around, we will climb to 2,000. That's a Marathon Airport on the left side, and Marathon Airport is capable of taking in business jets of this type. So it's basically not halfway, but it's just another alternative in the Keys for business aviation besides Key West, and also general aviation. Okay, approaching top of descent.
Jet 750, descend via Fantasy 1 to 3000 Vantage transition for the RNAV runway 9 approach into Key West via Vanity altimeter 3001.
Descend via Fantasy 1 to 3000 Vantage transition for the RNAV runway 9 approach into Key West via Vantage. Altimeter 3001, up Jet 750.
And another famous Keys landmark is here on the left, is the 7 Mile Bridge. So when you drive to the Florida Keys, for those of you who've never been there, you're basically on US 1,
Please return to your seats
and you drive all the way to Key West, and you have the Gulf on one side and the ocean on the other side. It's a nice ride. When I used to go with my family, we usually stop halfway, like Marathon, and enjoy some good seafood and continue on to Key West. It can be a 3.5-hour drive depending on traffic. So it's one lane each way in most places. Oh, I'm just realizing they're also simulating one of the military balloons or blimps. If I recall correctly, I think they're just used to monitor the area for probably drug trafficking, but I have to double check, but I do remember those blimps floating over the area near Key West. So Key West is there at our 10 o'clock. Since we're landing on runway 9er, we're going to be doing a U-turn. And the airfield before Key West is the Key West Naval Air Station.
Okay folks, we are now starting our final approach into Key West. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them away until we've arrived at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away, ensure your seats are in their full upright position, and fasten your seatbelts. The current weather in Key West is 15 degrees Celsius with a light wind from the west. Our assigned gate is Terminal 13. Thank you for your cooperation, and we look forward to landing shortly.
Right now my hardware is set up with the Boeing yoke and the Boeing throttle set, as well as the Cat 3 tiller. So I'm pretty much set to fly my primary airplane right now, which is the 737 by PMDG, as well as a 777, which and the hardware matches very well with the Citation that I'm flying right now, as well as the Aorus of CRJ. So probably since it's been a couple of months since I've done Airbus operations, I'll probably swap out the hardware tomorrow for my Thrustmaster Airbus side stick and Thrustmaster Airbus throttle quadrant, and do some of the Airbus flights out of Key West. The closest one is done by Allegiant. They fly over to St. Pete, Florida, and I know there is Delta to Atlanta, and I know, and those are using A319s. And I know United uses A319 as well. I think to Dulles, if I'm not mistaken, and American will do it to Charlotte on the A319. American will use the American Eagle Envoy Embraer 175s to Miami. But if I am not mistaken, they've also used the A319 to and from Miami, especially during the higher tourist season. Again, there is no current real-world airline operating the 737 in and out of Key West. But even the 737-800s that have been rolling with the short field performance package since a couple of decades now, they would operate no problem out of Key West with the short field performance specifications, and obviously a lighter payload. So I might even just do an American Airlines from Miami using the 737-800. I'll see, but I definitely want to do a little bit of airline flying, commercial airline flying, in and out of Key West. So there's the airfield, there's the West itself, and like I said, we're going to be making a U-turn to land on runway 9er. I might switch to manual flight too. I like to practice, and the weather is pretty nice right now. So let's go ahead and do that.
Citation 90 Foxtrot, contact Miami Center on 132.2.
Over to Miami Center on 132.2, Citation 90 Foxtrot.
American 1337, direct at NAW. Cleared for the RNAV, runway 09er, approach descend and maintain 1500 feet until established. Altimeter 3001.
Down to 1500, cleared for the RNAV 09er approach. American 1337.
Upjet 750, contact Key West Tower on 118.2.
Switching to Key West Tower on 118.2, Upjet 750.
Flaps 15, geared up.
Key West Tower, Upjet 750. Good afternoon, established on the RNAV runway 9er approach.
Upjet 750, Key West Tower. Roger, continue approach. Upjet 750, winds 140 at 8. Runway 9er, clear to land.
Runway 9er, clear to land. Upjet 750.
Flaps full.
Approaching runway 9.
Upjet 750, contact ground on 121.9er.
Switching to ground on 121.9er, Upjet 750. Key West ground, Upjet 750. Good afternoon, cleared of runway, ready to taxi to the gate.
Upjet 750, Key West ground, taxi to Terminal 1, Gate 3 via Alpha 4, Alpha Bravo 10. Good day.
Okay, we're gonna start looking at the airport from here. Let me just do a little bit of an after landing flow here. We'll get our landing lights off. And our strobe off as well.
Alpha Bravo 10, upjet 750.
And I'll get the APU
Hey folks,
started.
we have just landed in Key West. Did you know that Key West is home to the southernmost point in the continental United States? Thank you for flying with wheels up, and please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of your flight crew, thank you for flying with wheels up. The local time here is 3:55 in the afternoon. If you have a connection, please note that Flight 200 to Atlanta departs at 4:15 from Gate A. Enjoy your time in Key West.
Okay, so like I was saying, let's start looking at the airport while we taxi in. So I mentioned the airport underwent a significant expansion, and I think that so we do have a PMDG option. Now I remember, United does use the 737-700 for Key West operations. So as soon as PMDG releases the 700, we can recreate real-world flights with the PMDG 737. So you can see all these jet bridges, the glass terminal, that's all new. It used to be a basic smaller terminal, ramp parking stair usage, but Key West has become so popular that airlines expanded and the airport realized they need to expand its facilities, modernize them. So that's why the airport looks so different now. So if you own the Orbix or the FS Dream Team versions, they have the layout from the year 2020, and it's changed so much that it's not really worth flying those anymore if you want to recreate the current operations. So we're going to go over to the signature terminal, and once we are shut down, I will use a drone to look at the island, because again, MK Simulations mentioned they made some points of interest that are very common in Key West, and our flight attendant mentioned the southernmost point, so there's a little monument to the southernmost point in the continental US. And there's a floating AI. I don't know why it floats, but okay, that's beyond my control. If I'm not mistaken, there should be this signature terminal should be
United 2304 ready to taxi.
Closer to runway 9er.
Runway 9er taxi via Bravo 11 Alpha Alpha 1.
Runway 9er taxi via Bravo 11 Alpha Alpha 1 United 2304.
Oh no, maybe it's here. Okay, that was my mistake. So we're just gonna park here. 1 second. I'm trying to get refamiliarized with the airport. It's been a while. I think there's a building with the signature aviation label. Let me see. I'm gonna make my taxi a little more realistic. I don't want to clip those aircraft, even if nothing happens to my aircraft.
Runway 9er taxi via Bravo 6 Alpha Alpha 1 Mentor 2 Zulu Sierra.
But like, this is a chance to look at some of the details. Right off the bat, it looks like MK Simulations did a fantastic job recreating Key West. And they made the announcement that they are gonna work on a couple of airports up the coast, and those two airports wound up being Miami and Fort Lauderdale. Currently, there are 2020 layout versions of Miami and Fort Lauderdale created by Latin VFR, aka LVFR. And I corresponded with Ricardo, who's in charge of LVFR, a few times when he was making scenery, you know, like San Juan, Baltimore, San Diego, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New Orleans. But he decided to jump into the aircraft development business, and he's been working on various Airbus series aircraft, which means Miami and Fort Lauderdale have 2020 layouts. So MK Sim is going to jump on those, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with those. Again, looking at the quality of Key West right now, and I also own many other airports like Philadelphia, Helsinki, I'm always happy with their quality. So I know they're gonna do a very good job with Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Approaching runway 27.
I'm gonna go close to the terminal and then turn around to park, and then we'll explore Key West. I'm spawning my general aviation traffic, my private traffic, and my commercial traffic from Say Intentions, and they are pulling from my FSLCL models and from my AIG models. So you can see it's very robust, and if you're not familiar with Say Intentions, you can control the density. I have my density maxed out, so that's why you see so much private and general aviation parked here. Sometimes we would overlap, like these two jets here, but I like it to see more details. And here's the signature terminal I was talking about. And we'll park here. Right now, GSX does not have a model or a profile for this business jet for the Citation X, so I'm just making an estimate as to where I could park. And I think as long as we're parallel to the other aircraft, we're fine. Gonna scoot up this a little bit. And we'll park right here. Okay, so back in the flight deck. Set our parking brake. Do a shutdown here, and we'll get our strobe light off and turn our heaters off as well. And we'll finally wrap up by simulating chocks. Let's go back to ground operations here. Okay, chocks, opening the doors. And now we'll get out of the aircraft and look at Key West itself. Okay, so over to the drone view. So again, just from coming into the airport, they got the details covered really well. The floating AI, it happens some of the time. So today's one of those days where you can see some AI floating. That's too bad, but it's very minor compared to just trying to see the airport today and seeing what it looks like. So here's the new terminal, the gate areas. So it looks like there are 7 jet bridges available. So yeah, it definitely grew a lot. Yeah, really good details everywhere. Now the palm trees should be green. I think I have a Seasons software stack installed. I don't know if that's making the palm trees look different, but it's not really fall or anything, so they should all be green. Key West is evergreen year round. There is no real winter here. So some of the hotels around the island are modeled hotels, motels. And now we're gonna make our way over to the city. It's a very small island, so that's one of the reasons MK Simulations mentioned they wanted to recreate some of the landmarks or other points of interest. I gotta just look at the list as far as finding out everything about models here in Key West. Key West is famous for Ernest Hemingway's house, for example. They have lots of festivals here. And obviously a very popular and probably more expensive than ever tourist destination. It's been a few years since I've been here, maybe 10 or more years since I've been here. But I know it keeps on growing and it keeps on becoming more and more popular. And they're also modeling, well, not they as in MK Studios, but I am modeling cruise ship traffic based on having installed the global ship traffic software made by Seafronts. So more hotels. From what I recall, just driving to this part of the island, you see a lot of the older houses as well, older homes, which are probably very expensive by this point.
November 3640, runway 9er taxi via Alpha Alpha 1.
And somewhere around here should be the monument to the southernmost point in the continental U.S. Yeah, I think that's is that the monument below us, or is it further down? Could be further down. Oh yeah, there's a southernmost point, so I'm gonna descend and just do a close-up of it. So it looks like MK Studios also drew some tourists here. Yeah, so here's a monument to the southernmost point in the US. Been here a few times in real life. So we'll get at human level here. There's even a chicken. Key West is definitely full of cats because of Ernest Hemingway's house. And yeah, here's a monument to the southernmost point in the continental US. Another chicken. So they included some wildlife as well. So I'm wondering if they include the cats as well. See if we see any cats here in the street. I definitely see another chicken. But see if the famous cats are also recreated. I'm not going to spend too much time looking for them, but I'm just curious. And this is the standard flight sim photogrammetry, so it looks a little sloppy here, but that's just the default photogrammetry. And the next major point of interest is the port where the cruise ships are. But I would definitely recommend reading the list of what MK Studios included in addition to the airport for points of interest here in Key West. My verdict is it was definitely worth the wait. Once Key West opened their new terminal about a year or a year plus ago, I stopped flying here on the sim because it was no longer realistic. It was outdated. So I'm definitely glad they went with it. I think I paid $17 for this via the Orbex shop. Well worth it. So I'll definitely be doing some private aviation and commercial aviation in and out of here. even if the routes are not real. So here's a port. And there at 12 o'clock is the runway where we landed.
Oscar Hotel Golf India Sierra, runway 9er taxi via Bravo 6 Alpha, Alpha 1.
Okay, so I'll wrap it up here. And my next flight, maybe I'll do a departure with the Citation X. Maybe today or tomorrow, and I'll see about swapping out my Boeing hardware for Airbus hardware and do some of the Airbus flights in and out of here until PNDG releases the 737-700. It's supposed to be in March, and March is a couple of days away, so we'll see when that happens. I don't foresee them taking too long. They released the 800, the 900, the 600 series. And the 700 series will also come with a business jet. And when you have a business jet, you can probably pretty much fly in and out of just about any airport. You don't have to worry about whether or not the routes are real or not, especially when you're thinking about commercial aviation. Yeah, great details on the island. They did a fantastic job. Very nice for VFR flying. Good, good colors, graphics. You can see the hotels, the houses, the port, the shopping areas. Everything's very accurate compared to the real world. Oh, and there's a famous Antonov, of Cubana Antonov, that wound up here in Key West. I have to really either Google or Wikipedia the whole story behind the Antonov. Might have been a defector that came here on that plane, but I have to remember the story of it. Yeah, it probably was a defector, and the plane never returned to Cuba. So here's the Antonov. And I'll just wrap up right where we parked. So again, highly recommend the airport. And I definitely want to put the Airbus and Boeing aircraft, the short field performance to good use here. And also the visual and manual flying skills here too. Most of the time, most of the year, the weather is really nice here. I grew up in South Florida, so we get afternoon thunderstorms in the summer, of course, but this time of year, especially November, December, January, February, March, the weather is a lot drier, less humid, less hot, very enjoyable, and it makes for some incredible VFR flights. And we are back where we parked.
November 505 Zulu Alpha, runway 9er taxi via Bravo 6 Alpha, Alpha 1.
Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Alpha 1, November 505 Zulu